Oscar-nominated movie editor Roderick Jaynes actually doesn't exist. It is not a real person. You might be asking yourself, how the hell does that happen? How does a guy who doesn't exist get nominated for not one, not two, several Oscars? Well, let me tell you, it all comes down to the Coen brothers. Now, there actually are a few different things I've heard here and there as to why Roderick Jaynes, or sometimes called Reginald Jaynes, was created, and I'll give you kind of the cliff notes. So Ethan and Joel Coen are a writer and director combo of two brothers. They have made some phenomenal film, No Country for Old Men being one of my favorites, and there's actually a lot of lore for this character. It's kind of interesting. Who is this guy? So the first reason I heard as to why he exists is because the brother combo, their name was popping up in the credits too much because they also edited the film, so to diversify, so it wasn't just like Ethan and Joel Coen, Ethan and Joel Coen, Ethan and Joel Coen, Ethan and Joel Coen. They came up with this personality of Roderick Jaynes to take on the editing role, even though it was just them. The second reason that I saw was that the guild doesn't actually allow dual editors to be noted like at the same time. So since they couldn't do that, again, they had to come up with this fake person. As to why he was created aside, there actually are a lot more interesting facts. Like, what happens if he wins? What happens? Does Ethan or Joel go up and accept the award? Well, yes, they probably would, but it'd still be a little strange because they would have to go up and not accept the award for themselves. They would have to walk up and accept the award for Roderick. They would have to say, oh, thank you very much. We talked to Roderick. He's very happy. He's very he's very swagged out that he got nominated and won this award. He's a happy dude, right? And the lore of Roderick gets even more interesting when you find out the Coens actually came up with a backstory behind it. He has written like forwards to books and things like that. This guy is such a strange mythical character in the Coen brothers filmography. So let me read you a little bit of an expert for what the brothers say like Roderick's like. They painted a portrait of an elderly, curmudgeonly Englishman who had technically retired from the film industry, but made an exception for the two brothers. His regular absences at award ceremonies were, according to the duo, because of his fondness for cricket matches, which he watches at home in Howard's Heath, a place that does not exist either. In 2001, Jaynes actually wrote an article in the Guardian paper talking about his relationship with the Coens. This is so interesting. It's hilarious. And in fact, at the end of the paper, that's where the world found out. That's right, the world thought he actually existed. He would do like interviews and papers and things like that. He would talk about his life and his backstory. He did not exist at all. But in this paper, that's where he finally came out and said, I guess like he didn't exist, or the Coens came out and said it. And the whole world kind of knows now, like in the film industry, but because of technicalities and things like that, they still can't accept the awards. If they got the Oscar, it would not say their names on it. It would say Roderick Jaynes. When he lost the Oscar for Best Editing, the brothers even came out and gave it like a statement on his behalf saying that like, man, we haven't heard from him yet. I'm sure he's really bummed. And they submitted a picture too, apparently, to like show of some random dude. It is just a super interesting and hilarious story I had to share. More videos all the time, news, all this fun stuff, wacky.